Eze to Arsenal for 60 million British pounds. I was in B&Q when this broke, shopping for wooden panels. I wasn't expecting Arsenal to drop some wood of their own on tonight's table, slap it straight on Tottenham's head top and walk away. Honest to God, honestly, I had a video in the drafts. Eze to Tottenham. I don't know who won, but I know who lost. In that video, I categorically, fundamentally, made it very emphatically clear that I felt like Arsenal could no longer win the title after letting Eze go to Tottenham. Letting a player that you desperately need, systematically, tactically, to go to Tottenham with no response, no bid. I was astounded. I was thinking, when the Havertz injury came up today, maybe Nicholas Jackson will go to Arsenal for 60 million plus, because why not? They love buying from us. They love filling out paperwork for us. So let's get chatting. Let's get negotiating. And then something happened. I suffered from dementia, clearly, because I clearly forgot who you are. I'm talking to you Tottenham fans now. That's why there's a shade of white in the room. But there's also some red still, because North London, you see how the colours are merging together? I forgot who you are, what you are. Tell me why your institution shouldn't fold. Tell me the reason for your existence. Why your well-being is needed. Because you just don't seem to understand the food chain, the football food chain. You don't seem to understand big bro, little bro, big cook, little cook. You don't seem to understand that you have a very finite amount of time on the clock to get a deal like this done. It's happened so many times. You would think after Gibbs White and the Greek god of Nottingham Forest coming in with a very threatening interview to say, hey ho, he's not going, you'd think you'd act with a little bit more swiftness, a little bit more speed to say, you know what, let's just get this deal done. But I see you trying to involve Richarlison for a swap deal. I see you taking your sweet time. Because you're Spurs? You're taking your sweet time because you're Spurs? Do you understand the game? Do you understand that at the click of a button, the click of a finger, you could be exterminated, eradicated? You don't seem to understand. You seem to need to learn lessons time and time again. Here we are once again. And the reason why I care this time, why it's affected me personally, is because I felt like this was the deal that just put a little smile on my face in terms of Arsenal not going for the league. Arsenal's left-hand side being cooked. I announced it on the video that will never see the light of day. Arsenal can't win the league because they didn't get Eze and their left-hand side is not good enough. Now that's ruined. So I have nothing more to say to you. I don't have anything more to bring to you. I have never understood why you're here in the first place, to be honest. And all of the little tactical things we were going to talk about, with your 3-5-2 against PSG and how Eze could play as an 8, your 3-4-3 if you want to get creative and Eze could play in the half space next to Kudus, even a 4-2-3-1 where Eze could have played on the left with Udogie overlapping, or even in the 10, replace Maddison, Kulusevski. I don't care anymore. So just leave. I've never asked a group of people to leave the video before because retention is important. But I ask you kindly, unequivocally, leave. Because today, for once, I asked one favor and you still couldn't deliver. Piss pots, honestly, piss pots. Chicken Ball FC, get serious with the logo, clowns. Castaway clowns. Now, before we get into Arsenal, thankfully, this video is sponsored. So check this out. This video is brought to you by Final One Standing at William Hill. Game week 1 has passed. I picked Nottingham Forest to beat Brentford, so I went through. I was tussling with City, Spurs, Sunderland, even Chelsea, where I would have went out, of course, because they drew to Crystal Palace. So if you are through, I'm reminding you, 8 p.m. this Friday is the deadline to make your picks before West Ham versus Chelsea. If you're out because you picked Brighton, Fulham, them man there, then yes, you are in some trouble and you are out of this, but you can still play the 50k jackpot. Another game is there for you to go through if you wish to get involved. That is in the description via the website or the app. And obviously you can scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description to continue with your Final One Standing picks as well. So UK and Ireland only as always, 18 and over. Please gamble aware, gamble responsibly, and keep making your picks if you're playing. Me? I'm this week going with Arsenal versus Leeds. I'm going with Arsenal to beat Leeds in game week 2. That's my pick because I really do feel like they will do that for me and they will win that game at home. It's pretty much heavy favourites. And then we go into game week 3. Let's see what happens. So like I said, link in the description, QR code on screen. I'll see you guys. Yeah, I'm picking Arsenal to win this weekend. Final One Standing, big up. Because they're going to beat them, I think. And now with Eze potentially in the mix, who's fully fit because he just played at Stamford Bridge, whacked in a free kick that didn't count, I think they'll be just fine. I think they'll be just fine. Keep it simple. This signing improves Arsenal. This signing puts them closer to the top. I don't think it puts them at the top, but it puts them closer. And it puts them in a precarious position with my club. Hence why I'm so annoyed. Look, 8 goals, 8 assists last season in the league. Before that, always getting more goals than assists because his tag team partner was Elise, the better passer of the pair. He is the dribbler. He is the carrier. He is the one that, brings players to him. He is the magnet and creates space for others. Is he inconsistent? Yes, he is at times, but he's an improvement. He is going into that starting 11. And in fact, as I said this morning, like I said, you'll never see the video. You'll never see the light of day. He starts for a lot of top 6 teams. He's better than Gittins right now. Different type of player, but he's better. He's better than Garnacho. Different type of player, but he's better. He's better than Doku. Different type of player, but he's better. He's better than Brennan Johnson, and he's better than, all the guys out there, really, that he was competing with. And that's why teams wanted him. Now, where does he play? He plays in central zones. He plays in central spaces. And listen, it could be starting in the 8 or it could be starting on the left. If you're going to start him on the left, you need an overlap. I know Gabriel Hines, Source, that guy, was teaching Lewis Skelly how to cross and whatnot. Maybe it's Calafiori. The guy could get a goal, right footer against City. If he starts in the left pocket, maybe that moves Rice to the right. Maybe Odegaard's out the team. I've been on to Odegaard a little bit. I've said one year he could definitely vie for his position and take it. I don't care if you're captain. I just look at the performances in the last 12 months. I'm thinking you could be upgraded. You could be improved upon. Eze could bring that spark, bring that stardust, that magic. As Toby put it in his video, Arsenal need magic. Well, there it is, the magic. Aquaba. Aquaba. There's the magic. You told them what they need and they took it. Great. Arsenal Football Club have infinitely improved the starting 11. That is it. In a team that needs to service a striker like Gyökeres and needs to start playing towards his game, they've signed a lot of counter-attacking players. A lot of players like Madueke, Gyökeres, of course, that would prefer space, would prefer transition. This is the kind of player that can help in a low block, that can help deep, unlock deep block defenses. This is what this player does. And this is a player that scales up. So many players have scaled up. Ekitike from Frankfurt has scaled up. João Pedro will scale up from Brighton. Kudus has scaled up from West Ham. And this is the same case here. The stats are not glowing. The stats are not, wowee, but we know he's scaling up. He's going into a better team. He's a technically secure individual who will go into a better team and improve that team. And with better players around him, he will play better. He will receive the ball in the opposition's half more than he did at Palace. He will get more touches. He will get more opportunities. He will combine and he'll get the ball back from others. So whether this kicks Martinelli or Madueke out the team, or it kicks Odegaard out the team, or gives him a kick up the arse, either or, it is an improvement. It is an upgrade. It is an individual that is 27 years old. The narrative, the story has been written. From Ian Wright all the way to rejected at Arsenal in your trial days. QPR, build your name, Palace, FA Cup winner, bang, back at Arsenal. The media team are going to have an absolute field day. An absolute field day. Why? That's all I have to say is why. Because without this signing, toast. Without this signing, cooked. Burnt to pieces. Because they're just not going to have enough without this player to mount a serious charge. They might fall short, they might come close. But this was the signing they needed to make. It wasn't going to be Rodrigo. It wasn't going to be a Galactico. But this is the astute, smart signing that needed to get done at whatever price. And there was always a clause or whatever. And they've triggered it. They've triggered it. And he suits them. He suits Arsenal to the ground. I remember speaking last season about Ryan Cherky suiting Arsene Wenger's Arsenal down to the ground back then with the floating tens, whether it be Ozil, whether it be Aaron Ramsey, Jack Wilshere, Rosicky, Alexander Fleb. All these guys in pockets and spaces and drifting and interchanging and intertwining and whatnot. This is the kind of player Cherky was that I thought would really make sense for a team that needed a true playmaker, a true passer, especially if you're feeding a striker that needs service. And Declan Rice has always been best in a pivot. He's always been an Nemanja Matic for me. Not someone that should be on the edge of the opposition's box, trying to play a final threaded pass against a low block. Yes, he'll box crash. Yes, he'll get the goal. Yes, he can cross. Yes, he's technically, got something to offer in attack. But he's not the guy that's going to unlock the door on the ball. They've just got the guy. Whether it's dribbling, ball carrying, combining, connecting, 1-2s, they've got the guy. That makes them stronger. That makes them better. I'm a hater. I'm not happy. In fact, I was lukewarm coming into the video. I'm getting hotter. But I have to tell the truth. This is a very good signing. This is a signing that walks into Chelsea's starting 11. This is a signing that walks into Manchester City. Maybe not Man City. But it walks into pretty much everyone in the top 6, bar, maybe Cunha, Eze, Eze, Rodgers. These are the kind of players he's more similar to, similar ilk, similar style, similar profile. But he's getting into some teams and he's making some moves and he's a good, very good player. Very, very good player. We saw that at the Bridge last weekend. So I'm not happy. I'm quite disappointed. I shouldn't be surprised. If there was anyone that was going to get hijacked, if there was anyone that was going to get turfed, if there's anyone that was going to get, punched up in the face, it was always going to be Tottenham because we've done it to them. Willian, Gibbs White already this summer. Bullied, barged, breeze. It's a breeze. Breeze by Spurs. That's what it is. So, listen, I'm not going to say congratulations. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say I'm not very happy. I'm not happy and I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with the way that's all proceeded, the way that's all happened and aligned. Especially when I was having a lot of fun. Like I said, I didn't know who won, but I know who lost. I was about to land it. I was about to cook. I was about to, I'm not happy, man. And the fallout, well, it just means that the top 4 are getting further away from the 4 behind them. Spurs, United, Villa, and Newcastle. This was an opportunity for Spurs to close that gap. This was an opportunity to bring in a player that gets you closer to the top 4 teams, in my opinion, in terms of the recruitment and the transfers that have been done in this window. Gap just got wider. Gap just got wider. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about this signing. I'm going to bed. Genuinely, I'm going to bed. I've had enough of this shit. Close this window. Shut the damn transfer window. I'm tired, exhausted. I'm done. In a bit, people. Peace.